My name is Donya Howard, and I'm with Around Cass County Coffee Break. Today, we are talking to Jeff and Megan Pancone, and I want to find out just a little bit about yourself. But before we do so, I do want to mention my sponsors. I want to thank Domino Federal Credit Union here in Atlanta, Texas. So CNB Bank in Atlanta and Queen City. Fire Knives in Linden, Texas, and Texarkana Contractors in Texarkana. So before we get started, Jeff, just kind of tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure. As she said, my name is Jeff Pancone. I was born and raised in Monroe, Michigan. Grew up working for my father and my mother. They were entrepreneurs most of my life. Learned construction through that and did extensive travel throughout the last, 40 years
Wow.
throughout the United States.
What brought you here?
The wind.
The wind?
Yeah.
The lack of wind?
Just the wind. Yeah. We just had enough of Austin, and it's just very congested, and the traffic's terrible, and things were just not for us there anymore. So
Right.
we just started looking for a house we would love, and the realtor just kept taking us further up and further up. We were chasing a log cabin.
That is awesome. So did you end up with a log cabin?
No,
Oh,
believe it
it's
or
a
not.
lot like one.
The trees around us, we just considered the log part.
There you go. There you go. Now, I know you guys work together, right? So, Megan, I'm going to ask you, how's it working with your husband?
Just stay out of his way.
You know what? Sometimes that's the best. Just go with it. Whatever they say, go, right? For
Yeah.
sure. So, looking back, what's been of your biggest turning points in your careers that shaped the direction that you've taken?
Jeez.
I know.
Yeah. I think my biggest turning point was probably about, I don't know, almost 3 years ago right now. I was almost 60, and the company I was working for based out of Houston called me 2 weeks before Christmas and let me know that January 1st was going to be my last day. Man, at the age of almost 60, what do?
Start over.
You start over. So at that point, I started looking for a job. I was fortunate enough and blessed to find another opportunity. But when we did, I just decided that, you know what, I'm never going to rely on somebody else at that point anymore. So that's when we decided to get into it.
Well, I tell you what, we really appreciate you guys moving in here. You've done a lot of great things, and we'll talk about some of the things that you were renovating and everything next. But your LinkedIn mentions several different projects that you've worked with: military, residential, and commercial. Which one of those are your favorites, and why?
One of them that's not listed in there was I did a short stint with senior housing,
Okay.
and it's almost impossible to not fall in love with the seniors when you work with them.
So were you working like on assisted living housing?
No,
or-
this was all independent living.
Okay.
It was one stage before they go into independent care.
Yeah.
So no, it was all independent living, 55 and over.
So when you were working with your other company before you got let go, I guess, what type of work was that? Was that also
That
in
was-
construction or?
It was. I was
Okay.
a construction manager, CapEx man for a multifamily company throughout the United States. And we had 54 properties throughout the U.S.
Okay.
So I was in charge of going to the properties, evaluating the condition, writing a condition assessment report. And then from that report, I would build what's called a CapEx budget. And then I would predict for the next 5 to 10 years what the capital expenditure would be for that particular asset. And then in order of urgency, what ones needed to be done first.
Wow. Okay. Now, and I'm jumping back and forth, but you said you were brought up in Michigan.
I was.
Where were you brought up? Michigan as well?
No, northern Minnesota.
But you're still both Yankees.
We are. Well,
Sports.
and that's why we came to East Texas, because
Okay.
of the pine trees. It looks like northern Minnesota and
It
northern
does.
Michigan.
And what's so great is y'all's last name. I mean, how
That's right.
perfect.
So she
is
came up
that?
with that idea. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, that's
Pinecone.
just brilliant. That's just genius.
That was my name through school. Everybody called me
Yeah.
Pinecone. And
Oh, really?
our youngest goes to school here at Queen City. And
That is
Pinecone.
crazy, Joe. I love that. Okay, what are some unique challenges of managing properties like this?
there's quite a few challenges throughout the United States for my day job. It's like working with different jurisdictions and numerous things like that, as well as trying to find good contractors and good subcontractors. We've been blessed and fortunate enough here that the city has been very supportive, really easy to work with. Ricky Draper and Daniel, they're both just phenomenal.
This area, Atlanta has had a lot of homes and buildings that needed a lot of work. And so we're really thankful that you guys are actually taking the opportunity to do that with us as well. And I know, like you were saying, Miranda,
Yes.
that's an amazing
Miranda
work.
Johnson is phenomenal.
Yes.
Danica Porter, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, just we've pulled into town, and going back to what brought us here, we visited Atlanta and Queen City several times before we finally even made an offer on a house up here. Every single shop that was open during the weekends. And this was just before Christmas. And it was so hard not to fall in love with the town because they had music piped throughout the
I
whole
know.
city.
I
The
love how they did
light
that.
poles were all
Coffee
decorated. Everybody,
shop.
yeah.
Lovely.
It was like a Norman Rockwell moment.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
really?
Saw the sign that said Atlanta, one city under God. And we were like, this
Yep.
is it.
That's
This
where we
is what we need to
belong.
be.
It gives me actually chill bumps
Uh,
doing it. It's like sometimes you just know,
You
right?
do.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
know. And it's really funny because we do have a lot of migrants that are coming in to
Absolutely.
the area to get out of the California. Okay, so can you share an example of a project that stretched your creativity?
Oh, God.
Probably this one you're working on now.
Yeah, right. No, this one's pretty good. This is a fun one. There were two of them in mind that I remember, both during the time that we were in Austin. One was, it was a civil issue with watershed. It was a multifamily community. There was 27 buildings throughout the whole property. Some of the buildings had subterranean units, which are below grade units, and they were taking on water during heavy rain events. They had several contractors and engineers that would go out there, and they would always come up with these like harebrained ideas on how to remedy the issue. And I kept stepping back and telling the ownership, I said, I don't agree with their plans because this is a new issue that you're experiencing. The property is 30 years old. Something's not working that used to work. So I went out there during the watershed and came up with a plan. It ended up that it was only a lack of maintenance for the storm drains and the retention ponds that were on the property. Clean those up and they never had another issue.
There you go.
Yeah.
But you actually had to know where to go to.
You do. You
get it
have to
started.
go out there and study it during the rain events. You can't
Right.
just guess it. They want to put French drains in front of the buildings and all kinds of nonsense. And you got to deal with it from an engineering standpoint. Was not the effect.
Now, are you an engineer?
No.
He should be though. He really should have been, but because he's had so many different opportunities in construction and he also he loves to get certifications. So he's got so many. He's a
Who learns?
self-educated a self-educated engineer.
The enemy of jack of all trades, master of none.
That's kind of like me. I love my certificates.
I've always described him as he can fix anything, and including broken hearts.
Oh, so you know what? How'd you guys meet?
Hi.
A coffee shop.
Yep.
Okay,
Coffee shop in Austin.
in Austin. What brought you
Yeah.
to Austin?
I had moved there for a teaching job,
Okay.
and he was there for a job, and we'd both been transferred. So we didn't know anybody. except
Both
each
got there
other.
in 2007. Just happened to meet.
That is good.
Sure.
Now, last night was the chamber mixer,
Yes.
and there were a couple of awards that were given last night. Miss Megan, tell me about your reward.
Well, I was very surprised. I had no idea. He can hold a secret like
So
nobody's
you knew.
business.
Oh, yes, I knew.
I have my kids knew. I had no idea.
I was
That's
sworn to secrecy.
awesome.
Educator of the year, and that was lovely.
That is that, and I tell you what, every child has a special teacher, right? I remember mine, Donna
Yeah.
Rice. She knows the story, and there's so many teachers out there that are amazing.
Very
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
deserved. It's neat
Yeah.
to go out in public and see the kids that know her,
Yeah.
the way they interact with her, even out just like shopping at Walmart or something.
Well, we have 7 children between us, and then my commitment to teaching has always been to treat the children like I would my own. Like I want my own to be treated and taught.
Now, I saw something about hugs.
All the time.
Oh,
I'm not scared of life, so I'm not scared of germs.
that's a good thing. I love that. And then Mr. Pound, you also got a reward.
Yes, I did.
It's Man of the Year.
Of the year. And like I said, just a lot's been going on with you guys. When did you guys actually move here? It hasn't been that long. Or
No,
It
it'll
was
be,
January of 23.
yeah,
okay,
so not even 3 years yet.
okay, all right.
Going on 3.
And when you first got here, you automatically started your new business.
No, it was
Okay.
like I had mentioned earlier, it's out of Houston, and I was going to my office in Houston once a month. And then once that happened, that's when I decided, and I hadn't had my eye on buildings.
He always
Quite a while.
wants to do. And the history of our relationship is when we were in Austin, where we moved was very small town, and it exploded. But before it exploded, he wanted to buy this old sleepy strip. It was like a manufacturing building.
It was
And he's
old
like,
Quantums.
Okay.
Yes. And he said, I could turn that into a strip mall and it would be great. And I'm like, no, No, someone do. Turned it into a strip mall and made
And exploded.
millions. It exploded, yeah.
You wouldn't be here probably.
Right.
It works in Missouri. but
It's God's plan, not ours.
It wasn't our time.
Now it is, though.
Yes.
It looks like everything's going very smoothly. All right. How do you see Pancone developments contributing to the growth of Cass County?
Well, that's really our main focus is
Mm.
to help revitalize the area. That's really what got us interested in it without.
And there's people who want to have businesses in
Sure.
this area. There's just
absolutely.
that buildings, there's just not as many buildings as there should be that just need fixing.
They do.
Every project we've done before we're even completed, 3-4 people. So that's just, we've realized that if the buildings are ready and structurally sound and waterproof, people are renting them.
Right.
And that's
So-
helping the community grow.
Tell me how many buildings you've got right now. A lot.
More than, we have quite a few right now. My goal was to reach 10 assets by the end of 2025, which it looks like we're probably going to be shy by one. We're getting ready to close on should be our 9th building in about 2 or 3 weeks. But then the goal for 2026 was to take those 10 and get caught up with renovating and getting them rent ready.
Now you're really quick as well. I mean,
Yeah,
when you start something, you jump in and you do it.
We have
That's
to.
just his
That was-
personality.
Yeah.
Full bore.
Yeah, I love that.
I don't like to delay it because, in my opinion, it's already been delayed long enough. Most of the assets that we're purchasing, I mean, with the exception of maybe this one that we're in right now, my office building, and then water intrusion issues are rampant. I mean, every one of them that we've purchased has had a water intrusion issue, this one included. So I just don't like to let them sit any longer because the longer they take that water on, the more extensive the project is going to be. The Atlanta Athletics building was a perfect example of that. Seeing the Juliet door and the window in it, that wall, we had the intention of repairing the brick so we can keep that aesthetic look and stay true to the city's look. But once we pulled the first layer of brick down, the second layer was just dust. There was no saving it. So that's a perfect example of why you got to move fast.
Exactly. And the building that you're focusing on right now, tell them a little bit about that building.
That one is the old Barfoot Jewelry Store. It's at 101 Louise. That one is probably my favorite out of all of them. so
And we
far.
have had our eye on that house
Yes.
since we moved here. Like, what is this beautiful house?
It's just like,
Yeah.
it's at the forefront of the whole
It is.
community.
It
It's such a
is.
big piece of it.
Yeah.
And the
You know,
history
I
is so
was-
cool.
I was looking into the history of it to write an article and this, that, and the other for the magazine. And there's not a whole lot known about the house before 1910. We know it was built in 1910.
Correct.
But do we actually, I'm not even sure we know the owners. Do we
Believe
actually-
their name
was it
was-
Hanner?
Yes, it was the Hanner. I believe it was the Hanner home, but I don't know if it was before or after the Hanner home, if it was the Ellis. The
Ellis was
Ellis's-
afterwards.
It was afterwards. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm
Yes.
thinking Hanner built it
That's correct.
and
So,
then they sold it to the Ellis and then Ron Mason, and now you have it. I've gone in it. He's basically starting from scratch. I mean, you're tearing everything down. Now you keep the black and white tile. If you guys remember when it was Barfoot's, he had that black and white
Yeah.
pattern, and that's going to stay. Tell us a little bit more of what's going to be going on there.
well, backing up again just a little bit, our main focus on any of the projects that we do is we're not looking to like renovate to the point where the history and the aesthetics and all the cool things and the features that make that property the property. We want to try and renovate and revitalize the area and each asset while still remaining true to the history and the appeal of the property. So when we walked in and we saw that black and white tile, I was like, this is something that was here from the start. And it's true to the nature of the property. It's true to the aesthetics. I don't want to take it out,
Right.
as well as some of the architectural detail inside. You'll find when we're done still remain. The banister at the upstairs, we're not going to replace that. We are going to bring it up to current code by raising there's not a lot of the project that is going to change the aesthetics of the building.
All right. So, like I said, with that being done, we're starting at the beginning and we're working by the end of October, right?
Yes, the first floor, we want to have that rent ready by by the end of October.
Okay.
Yes, and then the upstairs project will continue on with some light renovation that needs
Going
to
on
be
down there.
completed.
Well, it's gonna look amazing. I don't know if you guys has already noticed the change, but just the clearing of all those bushes that were out. I know that where the door is now, you're gonna be moving the front door to the parking lot area. So
Yeah, we've removed the center light pole goal of putting a double storefront door in right off the parking lot, which is where it should have been from the
Yeah,
get-go.
absolutely. That's
So you
gonna
feel
look
like you're
amazing.
walking into a storefront, not
Yeah.
into a home.
Now, I can remember when I was little, that parking lot was not there because it was a home,
That's
right?
what I hear.
Yeah, and then Keith is the one that actually made it the parking lot and that kind of thing for his business. So I'm excited to find out what it looks like when it's done. You can follow us in the magazine and also on his webpage, which we'll give information on in a little bit. But you'll be able to follow the progress, so you can see what's going on not only outside but inside as well. Okay, so what excites you the most about future commercial or residential developments here in Northeast Texas?
There's so many new and cool things that are coming to the area. I mean, we've got
I-69.
yeah, you've got the I-69 corridor that has been said to come through Atlanta, Amazon
Yeah,
manufacturing.
that's going to be huge.
That's going to bring quite a few jobs, have the ability to be turned into light industrial projects. So we're hoping to bring some jobs as well. Yeah, just it's really cool to watch the town grow and watch the cool stuff that are.
It is. It's definitely, and it's happening pretty quickly.
It is.
Now, this question that I have, it's kind of, we've already talked about it, but I'm going to go over it again. It says, many small town residents want to preserve the history while also welcoming the growth. How do you find the balance in your projects? And you kind of already said that. You just basically just go through and certain things you need to keep, and you know that. And I actually walked through it the other day and I was seeing, and I don't know if you'll be able to keep that or not, but it was the window weights.
Oh, yeah, we are. Yeah.
And I mean, that was so cool. I've heard about them, but I've never seen them.
Yeah.
And Danny was pointing them out to me, saying how unusual they are. And they had probably been there since the beginning.
Oh, yeah, they're there from 1910.
That just blows my mind. Okay. So what's it like working as a husband and wife in business? What strengths do each of you guys have?
Well, she grounds me because I tend to run fast.
He does. And he is just a fly by the seat of his pants, gonna do it, and we'll figure it out. And I'm more cautious, which he ignores.
She thinks that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he probably doesn't. He just doesn't let you know, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times as business owners, me myself being a business owner, you have to have that go, figure it out. Like,
That's
you know, kind of,
because you'll never move.
You'll never move otherwise. And I think a lot of people that do start businesses, a lot of times their business will fail because they don't take risks.
What's the saying? Paralysis by analysis.
Exactly. And sometimes you just have to jump out and say, okay, we're going to go ahead and do this, and we'll figure out how we're going to do it once we get moving. So
one of the points that she helped me with was on the athletics project. It was just to build the wall back up, put an orange pack for retail use. And while the wall was down, we were upstairs in the loft area. And she made a comment about how beautiful the natural light was coming into that space. And I was like, well.
Is that at the Hanner House?
No,
Nope,
that's here at where the East Texas Meat Slingers is.
Yeah.
So there's an upstairs there.
It looks like breakfast at Tiffany's or something. It's so cool up there.
I used to work at Atlanta Athletics, and I went back to the dungeon, is what we call it back there. But I never went upstairs because I don't know if it was safe.
A lot of people thought it wasn't.
Yeah, it was full of junk.
Yeah, I can just imagine. But it used to be in Montgomery Wards.
Oh, is that what it was?
A long
I
time
remember
ago.
somebody saying it was a store, like a general retail.
I think it was Montgomery Wards is what it was, and the O'Rears on the Jana's.
Oh yes, I didn't remember that.
Okay, so and so I worked with them in high school, and then my sister also worked there as well, so we know that building. So that would be really cool to see.
Jana was one of the major contributing factors to us moving here as well.
She was.
Really? Now how'd that happen?
We talked to her about everything. We asked her all our questions.
She was very easy to talk.
Jana is
She's awesome.
Yeah. We grew up together. I mean, just a little bit.
Yeah.
My mom and dad was really best friends with her. We've always just kept them very close. But Jana, she's a doll.
She's probably the reason that we agreed to come so far.
She was actually one of my very first podcasts that I did because, she grew up as a business owner's child. So she was always running around downtown when she was a little girl. Yeah. And so it was just perfect fit when she had the opportunity to actually start her own business, which I thought was okay. Outside of work, what are some hobbies or passions that you both enjoyed? Or y'all totally different and don't enjoy anything together?
Thing we like to do together.
And it's watching historical English movies. He will not admit it, but he loves Jane Austen as much as I do.
Really?
The Bronte sisters and Thomas Hardy, Charles Dickens. If there's any of those movies are on, so we just cuddle up and watch those.
And that's so important.
And and he cried.
Only when I watch The Way Who's Mom.
That's not true.
It's so funny because the older we get, a lot of times we get more sentimental. Right?
Yeah.
My dad used to never cry, and he's going to kill me if he ever watches it. But now then, he doesn't like watching anything sad because he will be crying. So I'll see his shoulders.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
should have been an engineer. He should have
Yeah.
gone to college to be an engineer. That would
You
have been.
think you'll ever go back to school?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I would love to say yes, but I think if all is said and done and I start to slow down at some point in time, I mean, I'm 60 now, but I would love to just do consulting.
There you go.
Yeah.
And consulting is a really big thing now.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
Consulting-
lot.
and
It is.
in any field,
It is.
not just I mean, you could be, for teaching,
Sure,
I
with
mean,
all the pod schools and everything and
absolutely,
stuff.
absolutely.
But I love where I'm at. So
Well, that is so cool. And I'm so, again, I just think that is so cool that you won that award. That's
me
just
too.
awesome.
That we both did at the same time.
I know.
Crazy.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And I think, were you announced right next to each other, or maybe there was one in between you guys?
I think the administration here is
I tell you what,
so
our
cool to
school
see
right
a school
so
system
good.
that's-
Absolutely.
yeah, you don't see that anymore.
I feel like I can be myself as
Yeah.
a teacher
Yeah.
in this district.
And actually
that's
do something that
wonderful.
actually teach. If your hands are not completely tied.
Yeah.
I go to First Baptist Church, and I was literally suddenly I was sitting there and I was looking around my Sunday school room, and I'm going, "There's not a teacher in here besides me." I was the only one that wasn't a teacher. Every single one of them. I said, "Wow, I tell you what, I'm surrounded by teachers here."
That's great.
Okay, for young professionals in Cass County who dream of starting their own business, what advice would you give them?
Well, in my true spirit of just jump in and do it, that's really the biggest one. It's nice to put yourself around people that know more than you so that you appear smarter.
Right.
It's just, if you're going to want to do something, research it for as much as you need to, but jump in and do it.
And again, I totally agree with you. I'm kind of the jump in, figure it out kind of thing. Later, like driving a truck. I mean, most people still to this day, my dad looks at me, he goes, "I cannot." And I would have never thought that I would have never thought I was going to drive an 18-wheeler for sure. And just that go-to attitude, really, if you have the right mindset, you can accomplish anything. And I wholeheartedly believe in the mindset. Just jump out and do it.
You could be your own worst enemy.
So, oh yeah, I was telling my mom and dad, a lot of people, we always talked about the devil on one side and, God on the other side, going back and forth. And that is so true, because so many times you'll start something and then somebody else like, "Oh, you're maybe not pretty enough, or you're not smart enough, or you can't do that." And over here it's like, go,
Right.
just do it kind of a thing. And because he has our lives mapped out.
Sure does.
And if we just give him the faith and say, "You know what, I am or he is in control, and I'm going to fight, and it will always be successful." It may not be what we thought it was going to be.
It never is.
It
No,
never is.
that's what makes it so fun.
Exactly. Yeah, well, exactly, because you never know exactly what's going to come out of it, like meeting new people every single day. All right, so one principle or motto that you both live by that has guided you through business and life.
Well, just trust God. It's in His hands anyway. So, when He takes risks,
You have to pray about it
you
sometimes.
just, well, but also, money and wealth come and go, and friendships come and go, but the solid family stays the same. We keep our life strong, and we can handle anything together with God.
And the really cool thing about Atlanta is it's not just you guys anymore.
No, it's not.
You have a whole family and a community that will stand behind you,
Yeah.
which is really great, and I have felt that ever since I've gotten off the truck. I was like, what are people going to think about this magazine? No.
Love it.
It's cool.
Thank you.
It is cool.
But I mean, I just had to kind of jump out there and do it because it was something that just
Yes.
hadn't been done.
You are a powerhouse. You're amazing.
Well, wouldn't say that, but I got God on my side, and I
That's
just
right.
follow what he says, because I'm not the type of person that likes to live in a box, and so eventually I will be traveling full time in my van across the
go.
United States, and just enjoy life. God gave us this world for us to see and
There's
to
a lot
enjoy.
to see.
Absolutely, and I'm going to
Yes.
take it all in. So, do you guys have any closing words?
I think
Anything.
the only thing I really wanted to say was just that, had it not been for, most of the city employees and people like Ricky, as I mentioned earlier, and Daniel,
Travis, he's everywhere.
Travis has been, he's cool, but he has definitely played a huge part in some of the decisions I've made. Been a real good person for finding out a lot of history. But as I said earlier, we've lived in several different places, but it's cliche to say, but I don't think I've ever felt more at home.
Well, we welcome you. Welcome you guys with open arms, and look forward to getting to know you guys a lot better.
Thank you.
All right, you
Thank-
guys, we have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.